Ike Reese, the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. Your thoughts?
Victory! Woo! There we go.
Eagles fly on the road to victory. Fight, Eagles fight. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Woo! Holy cow.
Never a doubt.
The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Man.
A home NFC Championship win over the Washington Commanders, and I think it is perfect that this season that saw different parts of the team step up at different times had a game that was their toughest and one of their most complete wins of the season. With the offense scoring 55 points, the defense generating turnovers, Jake Elliott not missing any extra points.
Hey.
Holy cow, the special teams also causing turnovers. Even
Exciting whites.
from Saquon Barkley to Kenny Gainwell to Will Shipley to what the offensive line did, just really the most complete and convincing win of the season to send them to the Super Bowl with a rematch with Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Woo! Well, listen.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying. We going to New Orleans, y'all, man.
Yeah!
Yes. Super Bowl 59. Listen, I don't know what the hell is going on with this football team. You know, they show up in this NFC Championship game, and they literally wipe the opponents off the mat. I mean, they really do. I mean, the last 3 title games, NFC Championship games, these guys have played in, hasn't been close. Minnesota didn't stand a chance after the P-Rob pick 6, right? Once Hassan Reddick got a hold of Brock Purdy, game over. Game was over. We were celebrating early. Listen, game wasn't over when Saquon got his first touch of the game.
No.
My goodness, this dude has you're talking about somebody that answers the bell in the biggest moment. This dude, the first play, he touches the ball, he's to the house for 7. Game wasn't over, but it felt like it was going to be a long day for Washington. It felt like it was going to be a long day. And I want to say this, right? Because you two, I know a lot of people, they want to pound the flesh from you guys,
Yes.
right?
Even
And-
before the show.
Yeah.
Even before the show.
Fritz and Spike, my brothers. But here's what I'll say. Here's where Spike is right, Jack is right. When they complain about the offense has the potential to be better if the quarterback plays better, yesterday is what they're talking about. That's why the game wasn't close. Jalen Hurts had one of his best games, if not his best game of the season yesterday, throwing the ball. And that's what the passing game did to that game yesterday, right? Because if you're just trying to run the ball, sure, we may still wind up winning, but it keeps the game tighter. When you have the explosive plays that they had through the air, and he's able to make the plays that he's making with his arm, this team may be unbeatable. We're going to find out in 2 weeks because it won't be easy.
They got their work cut out.
Yes,
for them.
it won't be easy. But if we're playing like this is the best team in football. This is the best team in football because they play complementary football. They have a great defense. The special teams make plays. They can run and throw the ball. And yesterday, all phases of the game came through. That's why that was a dominant blowout yesterday, because no phase had an off day. The defense kept taking the ball away, giving it back to the offense. And that touchdown to A.J., was that the one right before the half? Yes. That touchdown to A.J., that's when I said ball game. That's when I said ball game. When we got that the fumble, and they took that in.
For 27, when we got to 27.
When we got to 27, I said it's over with. It's over. Now it's a matter of how much are they going to beat them by. And, man, that stadium, my goodness, man. Let me pander just for one hot second, because the fans showed out yesterday. They showed out. The electricity was in the building. It was in the parking lots. It was there before the game. I'm glad Washington thought they did something Saturday night. Hard Rock Cafe, my ass. Like, I'm glad they thought they did something by taking over the city. No, what they saw yesterday is that we were lying and waiting for them. We were waiting for our kill yesterday. And that's what we did yesterday, man. Shout out to the Eagles. My goodness. I played during the time where we used to lose that game, Spike. I've cried after that game, and not tears of joy. So playing in 4 straight of those, losing 3 of them, this team has turned that corner to where we don't have to think about those type of moments anymore. We get in the big moment, we answer the call, man. Eagles yesterday, my goodness, what a game, what a game.
It was a confident football team in every respect, and
yes, sir.
And the quarterback, to me, I don't think it was probably his best game of the year. I thought it was definitely his best game of the year. And it was when it was needed the most.
Yep.
And because we were going up against a team yesterday, and we saw it in the first drive, that was going to go for it on 4th down, that was going to do everything they could to keep the offense off the field and wear the defense out. And it was important to get 7 when we could get 7 instead of getting 3. Mm-hmm. And I thought he did a great job of letting it fly when the play was there. He did a great job of, even when he held the ball a little bit, of not taking sacks when he didn't have to take sacks. Threw it away. And to your point about how the offense can look, Saquon had a great day yesterday and only carried the ball 18 times. Yeah. And the advantage looking forward, if we can keep the momentum of that offense going, is like maybe we do get 2 or 3 years out of Saquon and not just 1, because he's not touching the ball 30 times a game. Yeah. But I thought, and we'll get into everything about the game, but I also I want to say this at the top. It was one of the toughest games I think I've seen. And I'm pointing directly at Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens. Because Landon Dickerson couldn't walk. Like, he could barely stand. Mm-hmm. And seeing the image on the sideline of Landon Dickerson telling his injured teammate who wanted to come in for him with a back injury, which, by the way, is not real easy to play any position of football with a back injury, but specifically not the offensive line. But Landon Dickerson sticking through it in that first half, and Cam Jurgens finding a way to get in there for the second half. Mm-hmm. It was a tough game from the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think they built that over the entire season to get to that point. It was tough on both sides. Even like Will Shipley barely played all year. Kenny Gainwell goes out with a concussion, and Will Shipley looks great, playing great on special teams as well. So it was a game to be proud of from the Philadelphia Eagles.
And shout out to head coach Nick Sirianni. I mean, he's 3-0 in the NFC Championship game. 3-0 in the NFC Championship game, right?
2-0.
I thought he was 3-0.
No, 2.
Oh, that's right. He wasn't here for the Minnesota game.
Yep,
Doug.
Dump that.
My bad. Dump that.
It's for,
I said it the second time, and y'all looked at me like, "No."
I don't think that's.
I was doing the math in my head.
Yeah. It sounded great.
Point that I'm making is that he had his team ready to go yesterday, man. That team was ready to go, and for as much flack as he takes about being the head coach, right? And what does he do? Man, I just hope, and listen, the job's not finished, so it's not as if we won the Super Bowl yesterday. The job's not finished, but understand, that's not an easy thing to do. What he's done in his 4 years as a head coach here, to be in 2 Super Bowls in 4 years.
And this has been his best coaching job.
Yeah. I agree.
I think so.
I agree.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, forget about the talent that's around him, which is not always easy to coach.
Sure.
But the circumstances coming into this year certainly put a spotlight on him.
And what happened during the year, too.
Yeah, and even what happened during the year. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, I just want to make sure we give Coach Sirianni his flowers, too, because the players will get a lot of the credit. But, man, Nick Sirianni as the head coach. Listen, you may not agree with him on everything. You may not love him. You may not like his personality. But, damn it, there's a lot of teams that would love to have Nick Sirianni as their head coach.
And I'll tell you what, the team here loves having Nick Sirianni as their head coach, and meaning the players.
Yes.
215-592-9494. Jack, your thoughts after yesterday?
Well, listen, I thought this is the best Eagles team in my lifetime since around the Rams week, and I was concerned the last couple of games, obviously with how the quarterback was playing. But what we saw yesterday was a team reach its apex at the exact right time. They're like Ike mentioned it, and it's how I felt too. They are unbeatable when they can do that. And the only question mark I thought, besides Jake Elliott, who's still kind of a question mark, was the quarterback. And what he did yesterday was brilliant. He dominated that football game. And I'm glad he did because we're going to New Orleans. And if he plays like that again in 2 weeks, Saquon's great. We get it. But for this team to reach its peak and how good they can be, he's got to play like that. And I know this is hindsight. I'm glad they're playing the Chiefs. I want to beat them. I want the revenge for a couple years ago. Josh Allen would have been fun. We would have done Hurts versus Allen. There's just something different about the Chiefs this time. This time, getting them again and seeing if they can take down the beast and stop their three-peat. I'm glad it's the Chiefs. I want to fast forward to when we're in New Orleans. This is going to be a long week. But, man, what a team.